Hello and welcome. This is Grant Hughes of Grant Hughes Investigates on YouTube. This channel evaluates all aspects of true crime. As you are aware, videos and live streams in this genre often discuss elements of crime that may be disturbing to some viewers. If necessary, take the precautions needed to avoid these feelings. Factual information related to cases is the key to fostering rational true crime discussions. Fortunately, you will find that here. Please hit the like button only once, share the video, and subscribe if you like my content. Thank you very much for watching.
We are all Richard Allen!
Did you hear what I said?
Have you lost the last 3 brain cells, or do you just have cabbage for brains?
There's mosquitoes the size of bald eagles in that dadgum swamp.
Clancy's in his own little crate. He's hilarious, man. You know, the people over at the vet, they said everybody just loved Clancy. They just all sat there and were just thought he was so great. He's got a little cone on his head, though. You know what's weird? Like, you take the cone off, and it's as if he never even had a surgery. He's running around. But if you... can you guys hear me? Am I on here? I don't know if I'm... Oh, yeah, there it is. But if you have it on his head, the cone, he just... Like, I put him outside, and then he was standing somewhere, and I went inside, and I came back outside about 15 minutes later, he was still standing there. Like, he was just... He wouldn't move. He was just kind of looking around. But as soon as you take it off, he's like, oh, okay. Really, really weird, man. It's like, he's just sitting there staring. Oh, yeah. Really weird. And by the way, there was somebody that came in, you know that lady that came in yesterday named Mary Lou? She came in, and I said, what are you doing here, Mary Lou? And then I went,
Hey! It's not me!
Like that. She got upset about it. Sent me an email and said that, I didn't feel welcome. You said, what am I doing here? It's like, okay, well, what that means is you never watch the show, okay? Because we literally have Mary Lou on the show every single day, you know, and it's just incredible. Nobody in the world would say, what are you doing here to somebody who just shows up? Man, long email and, you know, discussing, you know, it's okay. I don't mind if you... That just realize, Mary Lou, that there isn't anybody out there that didn't like you here. Mary Lou is a character. This is it right here.
Hey, Mary Lou, what's going on, Mary Lou? Gee, why would you get so upset about that?
Yeah, we've had Mary Lou on the show for like 6 years. Every single day, Mary Lou makes an appearance. So just don't get offended. If your name happens to be Mary Lou out there, I'll make sure not to joke around with you. All right? Don't worry about it. All right, let's see. Yeah, so what we have is a couple of, what is it? A second. We have, you know how we send money in every month to Identifinders International? Well, there's been 2 cases that we're funding that have just been really slow, really difficult to get DNA out of, and all of a sudden, you must be a different Mary Lou. So I guess there's one. This isn't the Mary Lou right here that sent me the email that was pissed off, and then went on to say, what was it? Oh yeah, because in the Stephen Stern's case. She thinks that Jennifer is absolutely guilty and it's just this huge thing, and I don't think so. You know, I just don't think so. Why does that why is that bad? My thoughts and my sort of perception of the case actually matched what the investigators came up with. They said they tried to literally look into and prove Jennifer was involved because it's weird how it all goes down. However, they said eventually they go, we don't believe that she had any knowledge or was involved. Okay, so if you don't agree with the cops and you think you know more than them, well, you go ahead and let them know. I'm just telling you that that's my... I don't know for certain, none of us do, but that's my perception. And yeah, it's strange, you know, like, oh wow, yeah, she just trusted him, and I think Stephen Stearns is a monster who does exactly what these people do, and I think that he groomed even the mother. Now you go, well, I would never let... Well, you don't know what the hell would happen in a certain situation. You might have this perfect person. If you have a daughter and you date this person and you think they're great, what we come up with is that you'd never be able to leave them alone together ever after, even after you got married, because, I mean, what a crappy life that is. At some point, you got to trust somebody, right? Like, I have a stepdad, and he was just a normal dad, you know, and I was like 12 or 13 when my parents got married. You know, and we went to baseball games, etc., you know, whatever, and that's it. So I don't really know. That whole situation's crazy. I think Jennifer Stearns is just kind of, or Jennifer Soto, I mean, is just kind of, kind of dumb, you know, not very bright. And Stephen Stearns used her and convinced her, and that's how I look at it. And that's what law enforcement came up with as well. Now, at some point, if they say there's some information pops out, it wouldn't shock me at all. And then people will go, see Gray, you know, and it's like, it's just, you guys, it's just incredible. All right. There's no information currently in that case. All right. So anyways, we've got, you know, currently on the show right now, tonight, you guys, we are at 0 into the show. So on this night, everybody on a nightly basis help support the channel so that we can continue to do these live streams, and at the end of the month take a large portion of the income, which is from the ad revenue, the super chats, etc., and we give it to various true crime related charities, which include our DNA fund that has I just talked to Dr. Colleen Fitzpatrick today, and 2 of them, they finally have DNA, and they're going to be moving forward into the FGG phase. So it's like, how cool is that? So we're going to actually talk about those 2 cases first, and at the second half of the show, we'll go over, try to figure out some alternate routes that Kohberger may have taken. All right, but if you guys could please help support the channel, that's what we do on a nightly basis. My channel relies on the viewers to create the income. I just do the shows. I don't have any way of, there's no ad revenue on these live streams to speak of. If you make $8 or something, that'd be a miracle. So if you can, that would be great. But we're currently at 0 all across the board. No coffees, no super chats, no memberships, no nothing. Hey, thanks Pink Diamond and Genie Gaia Goy. Oh heavens, oh heavens. Can't stay at 0. Hell, happy Friday. Yeah, I might have to go get a drink later.
Happy Friday, everyone.
Yeah, see, the video today was pretty good, but again, you know, it's got like 3,000 views, not great. Yeah, it's just pretty bizarre. It's like, I think there's these poser fans, you know, people that are interested in the case. When I say fans, I mean of the Kohberger case. They don't really care enough, because if they did, they'd watch these videos where you actually will know every single element of the case. By the time trial comes forward, you'll just be like, oh yeah, I got it. It's pretty strange. Hey, look at that. It's Leon Littlejohn again. With the channel memberships, 5 of them. Thank you. All right, so you guys interested in seeing these 2 cases that we are paying for? And one of them, believe it or not, you guys, I actually helped out in finding the body. Can you believe that? How crazy is that? Because Dr. Colin Fitzpatrick said, you know, Gray's really good with maps, and so they provided me with this one photograph, and I was able to find there. See, the body was buried in a cemetery. Okay, it had no grave marker, or it was taken at some point. So they had no idea where it was. But there's one old black and white photograph of the ceremony where they're lowering the grave into a hole, and then I sort of just, by analyzing the photograph and seeing different other photos that are out there and having Google Earth open, I was able to kind of pinpoint in the area in the cemetery where where it was taken, the photograph. And a couple days after that, boom, there they were. They found it. It was actually a vault that they buried the body in. So maybe we'll do that one first. You guys want to do that one first? You guys seem just like... Hello? Anybody there? Second shift at your bar, huh? Oh, okay, there you go. Well, have fun. Thank you. Let's see, sort by date. Yeah, these aren't in any particular order. I just did screen grabs of the newspaper. I don't know why he's looking over at the door like that. That's pretty interesting. I don't know what Benny's doing. Benny knows Clancy's there. He actually seems a lot more behaves a lot better without Clancy around. Really just mellow, plays, all that stuff. And when Clancy's around, he's always a little bit uptight. Here, let me go look over there. I gotta go see what's going on. Hold on. What he was looking at. I threw a toy in there though. I think Clancy and Chloe were playing over by the door. Uh-oh. Better get it away. Who knows what Benny might do with that little toy there. We're gonna have to get it out of here. Let's see. All right, we're just going to open up one of these articles here. Here we go. So, state police here are still searching. I guess it's saying still searching. I don't have them in correct order, but we can just... state police are still searching for a leg and the head of an unidentified man whose torso was found floating in the Big Walnut Creek at the US 40 bridge about 7 miles west of Putnamville last Wednesday. According to a state police spokesman, one of the victim's legs was found the same day about 200 feet downstream from the torso. but the foot was missing. Later last week, police found the man's arms, but the hands were missing. The head has not yet been found. A preliminary autopsy report showed that the victim was a white male, 25 to 35 years old, 5 feet 8, weighing about 180 pounds. And it says identification of victim could not be made because the torso and the arms and leg did not contain any distinguishing scars or tattoos, according to a police spokesman. Hey, look at Alley Cake is trying for a wave. Don't let Alley Cake down this time. All right. So then we did that one. I think it was this one. Okay. I think this is another one right here. State police said last night they have no clues pointing to the identity of a butchered man. Parts of the body were found in Big Walnut Creek west of here. However, an autopsy... hold on, let me turn that down a little bit. However, an autopsy... let's see, where the hell did I go? I was just reading it. In Big Walnut... Did I switch? No, an autopsy indicated yesterday that they were from a white man between 25 and 35 years old who weighed about 180 pounds and was 5 feet 8 inches tall. Police said the parts bore no scars nor other markings. Medical authorities believe the head, arms, and legs were cut from the body and that those parts found had been in the water between 8 and 28 days. The torso was found Wednesday afternoon near US 40. Since then, 2 arms minus the hands and a leg, so obviously the person didn't want this person identified with fingerprints. Hey, thank you so much, Leon Littlejohn and 2 Curious Cats. Thank you very much. The torso was found Wednesday afternoon near US 40. Since then, 2 arms minus the hands and leg without the foot have been found in the creek. So down, like downstream, they found other body parts. Let's see what this one says. An autopsy was begun this morning on the body of a man found floating in Big Walnut Creek near Putnamville. The floating torso was discovered by Robert Harding of Indianapolis, who was passing over Big Walnut Creek. I actually think that the hell that looks like. Let me get rid of that. I thought that was in the Mojave Desert or something. I think this is it right here. That's the bridge. Highway 40, and this is Walnut Creek. And I think that's pretty much the only place. And it's near the town that they're talking about. And the cemetery that the torso was buried at is right here. Okay, so that makes sense that would be where the torso was found. And this is in Indiana, by the way. And first, there's Terre Haute right there. Indianapolis is right here. I don't think it has nothing to do with Delphi. I just want to see in... Yeah, so Delphi is way up there. So... that's where the torso was found, right there. The autopsy is being done at Marion. Oh, wait, let's read the rest of this. The floating torso was discovered by Robert Harding, Harding of Indianapolis, who was passing over Big Walnut Creek at about 9 a.m. Wednesday. Harding had stopped at the bridge to look for fishing spot. Hey, that sounds like Richard Allen. When he found the body. The autopsy is being done at Marion County General Hospital in Indianapolis. According to police reports, the torso was found by Harding. Upon returning to the scene, police were able to find the missing arms and the man's legs. Police said they would speculate nothing about the case, but noted the body had been exposed for some time. However, the body had not deteriorated to the point where identification will be impossible. Identification will be difficult, however, unless the man's head is found. In charge of the investigation is Detective Sergeant Jack Hanlon. DNA wasn't even a thought by anybody in public at that time. 1974. Big Walnut Creek crosses US 40 between 5 and 7 miles west of Putnamville. So I think this is like October 23rd or 24th of 1974. So basically 51 years ago, almost. And here's sort of an interesting article on an autopsy. Thank you, Tracy Harrison Sass. The dismembered body found Wednesday in Big Walnut Creek, west of here, was that of a white man between 25 and 35 years of age. A preliminary autopsy Thursday disclosed. State police said they had few clues into the man's death or his identity. Police said there were no distinguishing marks found on the torso, which was clad only in size 34 undershorts. The man was 5 feet 8 inches tall and weighed 180 pounds. Authorities said 2 arms and 1 leg were attached to the torso. That's crazy, right? So it had 2 arms and 1 leg. But then it says, but missing were the head, both the hands on the arms that were still attached, and feet, and 1 leg. So I guess, if 1 leg's missing, the foot's missing, right? So both the hands and feet and 1 leg. The preliminary autopsy report said the man was dead before dismemberment, but the exact cause of death was not determined. Yeah, well, likely in the head or some other item would be the way to identify how he died. The autopsy conducted at Indianapolis also showed an unsuccessful effort had been made to sever the body in half. Man, that's just absolutely crazy. So somebody tried to cut him at the waist too, but that didn't work. A man's torso found last Wednesday in Big Walnut Creek, west of here, remains unidentified. Relatives and friends of several persons reported missing have inquired about the torso, but none has been able to identify it. The torso, thought to have been in the water 1 to 4 weeks, was that of a white male, 25 to 35, 180 pounds. State police said they have found a leg and 2 arms, but the other extremities are still missing. It was also determined through an autopsy that the man was dead before the body was severed. Authorities continue their investigation Thursday in the death of the man whose head, basically I think this is all going to be similar now. Let's see what this one says. Male torso found floating in creek. A human torso was found floating in Big Walnut Creek, west of here, Wednesday afternoon. Authorities said it apparently was that of a white male. Investigators later found arms and a leg nearby, but the other extremities, including feet and the head, were missing. An autopsy was scheduled today in an effort to determine whether the extremities were severed before or after death. Well, I guess they determined after. A passing motorist spotted the torso in the creek near a US 40 bridge 7 miles west of here. Yeah, all right. So it turns out, they couldn't identify him and nobody came forward. So they had a burial. And here is that, right here. So officiating a funeral service Wednesday for that still unidentified torso, which was found in the county October 23rd, is Don Marchetto, extraordinary minister of the Eucharist from St. Paul's Catholic Church, also officiating. It doesn't really matter who's officiating, but this is the picture right here. And from this picture, I was able to help out determine where, because there was no gravestone here. Let's see if we can. And it was funny because Dr. Colleen Fitzpatrick had sent me some stuff, and we just kept texting back and forth. And I was like, "No, I think it's right here, right here." And then she sent that on to the sheriff, and then they were able to go out there and then they found it. So I think I did actually help out, believe it or not. So let's see, it's called Manhattan Cemetery in Indiana. And here it is right here. This is what it looks like now. Hey, thanks Leon Littlejohn again. All right. Well, thank you so much. Really appreciate it. Very generous. And if all the rest of you freaks could help out as well, we'd absolutely make the night. So this is what it looks like there. There's this really tall hill, and you could almost kind of see that in this, right? Like, I think that tree here, or maybe, and it's hard to really say, but maybe that tree is this one. But there's these pictures here of the cemetery. See, that's what it looks like. And I think I determined that it was right over here on this side, like right over in this area. But I use these images to help, like as a reference point. And then on Google Earth, here's the cemetery right here. See the little gravestones? And I think we were using, I went back to like some older time, something like that. And I don't know if I actually put on this one like where the body was found for some reason, but I think it's like there's a road, so it's kind of like this. Something, it might even be like from this angle, kind of down like that. If you look in that picture, you can see, maybe open up that one. See right down there, there's a little road right here. See the car park kind of comes down. And I don't remember all the stuff we went into, but I have, let's see. So these are the things that I was sending off to people, talking about different elements. Now, let's see. Can I just go like this? Yeah, these are photographs that the sheriff took. And so I was thinking that right here, see that road right there? See that? How it goes around, and I think that might be kind of here, and then maybe that stake is that one. Kind of around in the same general area. And we were looking at different trees, and then I made this one here where, you know, we're just sort of pointing at different locations. So I think it was right over around in this area is where the body was buried, right over here. So this is a Google Earth shot, and then this is a photograph. So then it was like, okay, ding, ding. All these different things. The top, that's the top tree at the top of the hill. Then the trees go over there. This one, you know, right in this area. And then I think this is my choice, is right here where this arrow is. Where that arrow is right in here. So I guess if we're looking at that, let's go up in the air and try to find out how I'm looking at it. Let me find whatever year that is that they're using. Yeah, it's like that. So I think we came up with that it's right here, and that cemetery was, you know, that funeral was right in this place right here. And let's see if we can look at that this picture again. See there's a big tree right there. I think that tree is this one right here, the big wild tree. See that? And then right over here is where cars can park. As a matter of fact, if you go to sort of, you know, there's a road right here, and I think back in the day you could drive over there. This is 1998, this image. Man, that one's really, like, here's the top of the hill, almost nothing in that one. 2003. So that's a good one. But anyways, they were able to exhume the body. They found it. It's actually in a, it's amazing to spend that much money on a casket. I mean, look at that thing. A vault. And then there's no gravestone. It's just in the ground. So they've tested all kinds of different body parts to try to find DNA, and then they finally were able to get some certain amount of picograms, and they think they can get even some more. So they already have some to work with. It's even more than what Dr. Colleen Fitzpatrick's record is. I think they had 30 picograms on one case and solved it. I think they have like 300 or so, and they're looking for more. They're trying to get it up to, I think, what is it, nanogram? And there you go. There you have it. We are the group responsible for paying for this case. Wouldn't be one that was going to be solved unless it was from us. Okay, so thank you everybody who's always supporting the channel. We've given identifiers over way over $100,000 at this point, and yeah. And by the way, Texas EquuSearch today even made a post about us. She told us that we've given them close to $30,000 since January of 2020. And let's see if we can find that one. And by the way, that stuff only happens when you guys are supporting the channel. Let's see if I can find it. Wow, look at that. There it is. So look at that Texas EquuSearch right here. For a number of years, Grant Hughes Investigates and his followers have been both advocates for the type of work we do and financial supporters. Thank you for giving a voice to those that cannot speak for themselves. If you'd like to know more about Grant Hughes Investigates, click here. I'm not sure what this stuff is, but, you know. Hey, we got recognized. The freaks. All right, there you go. But I guess it's just, you know, meaningless to the trolls out there. Absolutely doesn't mean a damn thing to them. Hey, thanks, Michelle H. And I noticed that the trolls, they never say, you know, we don't like Ray, but he has donated $238,000 more than the people we support every single day and pretend that they're good. Okay? We've actually made a tremendous difference out there, and that's something to always, you know, hang your hat on. All right. The trolls, though, never mention that. They just kind of have their own little narrative and try to spin it off. They're absolutely embarrassing people, but they don't get it. Hey, thanks up there to 714 GBHD and Michelle H. Yeah, that's how it works. I'm Oni. They support my channel, and a lot of it comes from my ad revenue from videos as well. Kind of a weird comment, though. I'm Oni. Pretty weird. Let's see. Hey, freaks. Thanks, Vicky White. Yeah, I mean, without the generosity of the people watching, I wouldn't be able to donate anything. I mean, it's very difficult. I mean, if I couldn't survive just on ad revenue on YouTube. It's that they don't. The ad revenue isn't great unless you have a really. If you had videos that got 30 to 40,000 views every time, you can do pretty well. But if you have ones that get 3 or 4,000, you can forget it. Okay. Thank you, Cheryl Moran and Tracy Harrison Sass. Look at that, 63 months. I think that's right up there with Lanky Tor even. And Zozo's right there. I think she's, what, at 62, 63 months? Pretty amazing. But anyways, this is one of the ones that we are now in getting close to the DNA, you know, the Identifinders International using FGG. And this is a homicide victim, obviously. You know, well, maybe it's a drug. I'll tell you this. If it's a drug overdose and the person chopped them up into bits, they're just as bad as a serial killer. I mean, let me ask you guys something. What kind of mindset does somebody have who goes, oh, dang, there was a drug overdose. Shoot. Hey, do you got a hacksaw? Let's get going here. I mean, you have to be a sociopath to do something like that. It's nuts. All right, so in the future, you guys will probably hear some more information about this. All right, so the cool part is in this one, I helped out in the investigation of where the body was located, and we are paying for the entire genetic genealogy portion. So there you go. What? There's not even a dot showing on. Yeah, sometimes my show doesn't even show that I'm live. Zozo's noticed that a few times. We don't have 948 people watching here, by the way. There's no chance. I think we may have 320 or something. All right, now we're going to go on to the next one. Let's see. Oh, yeah. So this is John Doe, 1972 John Doe. We talked about this one not too long ago in March, but I think we'll just do a quick refresher on it. And this is one now that they have DNA, and they're going to be moving forward with some FGG stuff. So another one. Pretty amazing, right? This is the one in Florida with the bicycle. So let's just get people caught up on that one. So here it is. Volusia County Sheriff's deputies Sunday night were attempting to identify a body found by two motorcyclists Sunday afternoon in a wooded area near here. According to Sheriff Ed Duff, the body of a man believed to be between 15 and 30 had been in the woods for some time. The body was found off Indian Lake Road, west of Interstate 95, near the Volusia County Juvenile Home. An autopsy will be performed today by Dr. Arthur Schwartz, Volusia County Medical Examiner. Deputies said Sunday night they have not been able to pinpoint the time of death. Deputies said there were no immediate signs of foul play. And this is Highway 92 here. This is 95. And I think it's somewhere, I think it's more here than what NamUs has over here. They get more specific in some of these articles. Cause of death of a male teenager whose body was found in an isolated wooded area near here. This one gets kind of weird, actually. Wooded area near here Sunday was listed Monday as internal bleeding due to a severe blow to the chest. Sheriff Ed Doug, who said the badly decomposed body was found off Indian Lake Road west of I-95 by two motorcyclists, said the boy may have been murdered or the victim of a hit and run. A bicycle stolen from a Daytona Beach home early last week was found near the scene, as was a number of empty beer cans. Dr. Arthur Schwartz, Volusia County medical examiner, said Monday the boy had been dead at least 4 days when he was found. Deputies still attempting to identify the victim described him as about 5 feet 5 inches tall, weighing about 110 to 120 pounds, and having brown, wavy, medium-length hair. So it looks like this kid had stolen a bike. So the interesting part is law enforcement believes his body was dumped there, but that doesn't make sense to me. If the bike's there and he's likely the one that stole it, I guess the killers could have stole the bike and threw it there, but I don't know. That just something doesn't make sense. And what'd they call that road? Let me look at that again. Indian Lake Road. Okay, right here. So there's Indian Lake Road. And then it goes to here. But I think at one point, I bet you it was still Indian Lake Road up here. And then over the years, they've donated portions of the road to honor other people. Because then it's like Rima Ridge Road, etc. But even right here, or their Indian Lake Road ends right there. Murder probe continues in Volusia. The sheriff's investigative team in Volusia County Wednesday continued sifting clues to identify the male victim of an apparent murder found earlier this month. The victim, believed to be about 20 years old, was found May 7th in a wooded area off Indian Lake Road, west of Interstate 95, near Daytona Beach. He had been stabbed 7 times. Well, isn't that weird? The first one said it was blunt trauma with internal injuries. Now it's, oh, he was stabbed 7 times. In a wooded area off Indian Lake Road, west of Interstate 95, near Daytona Beach. All right, let's see. I'm going to check to see if we have any coffees yet. And the answer is no. We have no coffees, and we're in one of those massive lulls again. So if you're out there and you have the ability to help support the channel, that allows us to do the stuff that we're talking about right now, as I just explained a few minutes ago. So it should be relatively easy to reach goals. All right, so if you have the ability to, that'd be great. Thanks. Let's see. The victim was buried Monday. Let's see. Efforts to identify the man have involved a number of persons coming forward to help in the identity, Duff said, but the results have been negative. The victim had been buried Monday, Duff added, since it appears the body could no longer be of value in the investigation. Found at the death scene was a bicycle reported stolen on May 3rd from a New Smyrna Beach home. According to the medical examiner, the victim had been dead about 4 days, indicating the apparent murder occurred the same day the bicycle was stolen. See, that's interesting, right? So the bicycle was stolen. You would think he maybe met some kids out in the woods to drink. It gets really kind of weird here, coming up here, though, you guys. Authorities said Wednesday, however, they have been unable to make a positive connection between the alleged murder and the bicycle theft. Thanks, Alley Cake. Oh, we got a coffee in here by Lisa Valenzuela. The Coffee Queen. Unidentified body baffles sheriff investigators. So let's see, there might be some weird stuff in this one. Today marks the 5th week since the body of a young man was found stabbed to death in a wooded area off Indian Lake Road near Daytona Beach. It is the latest unsolved murder listed at the Volusia County Sheriff's Office. Still unidentified, the approximately 5 foot 6 inch, 122 pound, 132 pound brown. Hey, thanks, Sandy, Shirley. 132 pound brown wavy haired youth, believed to be about 20 years old, was possible victim of a sex murder, authorities say. So a sex murder now. Art Deese of the Sheriff's Office said Tuesday, "We are still getting some very strong leads, but today we can't put our finger on a single one that exactly fits the facts we already have in the case," which at this point are very few. Hey, thank you. I'm a DNA detective. Okay, that says the strongest lead seemed to be a bicycle found at the death scene, reported stolen from a New Smyrna. So New Smyrna from that scene is right over here. Let's see. This is New Smyrna, and this is where the bicycle was stolen, somewhere around in there. And then this is right over here. It's not far away at all. Hey, wow, thanks. Uniquely Susie, retired hospice RN. I am Oni and Cheryl Moran with the cat eye. I'm having an issue with the coffee link. So coffee. Oh, thank you. Well, that'll get me some coffees. Thank you. So look, it's going to get really crazy here, you guys. So you guys following along? It's like this young kid. It is near a juvenile detention, like a facility. There's a bike stolen. There was beer cans found. Turns out he was stabbed to death. Okay, now they think he's a victim of a sex crime. The victim was stabbed 7 times, according to the medical examiner, 3 times in the chest and 3 times in the left leg and once in the abdomen. No weapon has been recovered, but is believed to be a pocket knife size. He was found unclothed. Okay, there's the first clue. From the waist down on May 7th. So he's unclothed from the waist down. The youth's trousers still hung from one leg, authorities said. See, that's why it doesn't seem like he was dumped there. Although they probably noticed that there isn't a lot of blood at the crime scene, so I think he was dumped and already had bled out somewhere else. He was wearing a blue jean jacket, black loafers, and a short sleeve maroon and white pullover knit shirt. He was buried May 22nd in Volusia County. It is not unusual for us to have a list of 100 missing persons any day, Dee said. So you can see how much time is involved in sifting through similar descriptions sent us from law enforcement agencies through the country. We have sent all the details of the case to the FBI, Washington files, and have fingerprinted the victim's hands. Although badly decomposed, they have not indicated he had a crime record. Also, Deese continued, when persons over 17 are missing from home, parents don't always report it. They sort of figure, particularly in the case of males, it is just time for them to wander. At first, a considerable number of persons came to identify the victim. This is just like Daniel Armentrout, from the body itself, and after burial, from items kept in evidence. All right. 3-month-old murder baffles deputies. Nearly 3 months ago, the battered and badly decomposed body of a young man was found floating in a stream in a wooded area off Indian Lake Road. So that's weird. Now we have him in a stream. And I think that's why I picked the area that I have. Because I think that's a little stream right there. You see that? That's stream. Goes over like this, but then Namus has it over here. There's no stream over here. So I think it's in this area. You know, I don't know if it's always filled with water or how it works, but I think that's the stream that they're talking about. And the measurements out there had it kind of in this area-ish, and that's pretty close. I mean, hell, maybe that looks like a road, but that looks like a wash or some sort of, I mean, that looks like water actually in it at that point. So that's where I have it. But it gets weirder though coming up here. The man, believed to be about 20 years old, had been stabbed at least 7 times, and clothing had been stripped from the body. Since then, Volusia County Sheriff's deputies have been unable to identify the victim. His body has been buried in an unmarked county grave. We've exhausted every lead, Sheriff Ed Duff said Monday. We've sent fingerprint copies to the Federal Bureau of Investigation and to the Florida Department of Law Enforcement, and we have struck out everywhere. The FBI has checked every record. The Department of Law Enforcement has checked every record. Nothing checks. We can't identify the body. Duff said the only hope in the case is that somewhere, someplace, someone has to know the victim. Someone must have seen him. Duff issued the adjoining police sketch of the dead man. He is described as 5'3", 110 to 120 pounds, brown medium-length hair, good teeth, and having no visible scars or tattoos. When found, a pair of purple and gray tweed effect pants was dangling from his ankles. Blue jean jacket, black loafers, and a short-sleeve pullover knit shirt also were found in the area. In addition, deputies said they found a black leather wallet with blue and green paint on it containing $6.17. So obviously that wasn't even a motive whatsoever. I mean, 1972, $6 is like 35, you know, so it's not like you would just leave it there if you were some. So anyone having any information concerning the victim is asked to contact the nearest law enforcement agency. The victim was found May 27th by 2 motorcyclists. A coroner's report indicated he had been dead at least 4 days. Cause of death is listed as internal bleeding. Well, yeah, he was stabbed. We believe he was the victim of a sex attack, Duff said. And it probably was something of a homosexual nature, he said. He had been disrobed, and all the hair on his lower body had been shaved off. I mean, now you're looking at like a serial killer sort of fetish nut job, you know? Like, I think after death, this person did something to this person. They shaved him, and they wanted him to look. I think this is a pedophile, a male pedophile who was into boys. And this guy looked like he was younger, but it turns out he was older, so he ended up shaving the person so that he would look like what he's looking for. Doesn't that sound? I mean, look at that. He had been disrobed, and all the hair on his lower body had been shaved off. According to investigators, he was only disrobed from the waist down, right? So that means this person shaved their entire lower body. You see what I'm saying? This is absolutely crazy. He had been disrobed, and all the hair on his lower body had been shaved off. According to investigator Art D's deputies are working on the theory the young man was killed somewhere other than the wooded area, but brought to the area after his death. Well, how do you make account for the bike? Was he picked up in a? Okay, I could say this: if the killer might be driving a pickup truck and said, "Hey, do you want to go drink some beer?" They put the bike in the pickup truck with them, not knowing that it was stolen or anything, and then took the victim out to this place, drank some beers, then attacked him, and his bike was left there with him. I think that's a possibility, that the killer drives. I'm just going to throw it out there. You know, it's going to be a white male that is probably has a history in the same sort of thing later. and he probably had a pickup truck. Because if they really believe, and they can tell, that he didn't bleed out there, then he was probably dumped there with, you know, or just brought, well, I guess that doesn't make sense, though. So if he was dumped there, maybe he was killed somewhere else, and the bike was already in the pickup truck, and then they took his body there after death, and that's when they shaved it and did whatever they did. You know, with the beers, you know, they're drinking beer, but he's already dead or something. This is a really crazy one, but we are paying for the identification of this victim here, and they finally just got DNA. So, according to investigators, Art D's deputies are working on the theory the young man was killed somewhere other than the wooded area, but brought to the area after his death. We are fairly sure he was not killed where he was found. And that's because of the blood, D said. Now, hold on, I gotta get that. Alright. Yes, sounds possible. Alright, let's see. We are fairly sure he was not killed where he was found. Look at that stupid sketch, by the way. Really? I mean, he'll probably end up looking sort of like that, but that does not just look like you're selling cigarettes or, you know, I mean, it's just like a, it's a sketch sort of like you would do in an advertisement or something. A bicycle reported stolen in New Smyrna Beach 4 days before the young man's body was found was also found at the death scene, as were a number of empty beer cans. See, it feels like the beer cans and the bike, like it's almost like the victim stole the bike. And then he sort of got picked up by some people, and the bike was put in the pickup truck, and then he was killed somewhere, and then they drove him out to this place and shaved him to look like, and I think it's just one person. I don't think it's going to be multiple people. Now, Smyrna Beach, 4 days before the young man's body was found, was also found at the death scene, and were a number of empty, where is what it's supposed to say, a number of empty beer cans. As were, never mind. I misread that myself. Authorities, however, have been unable to link the bicycle with the victim. Although several people have come forward to identify the body, none have been successful. We keep running into dead ends, Deed said. We believe the young man was a transient who probably stole the bicycle and was heading north when he met his murderer. So, But we do not have anything other than, yeah, I mean, so they're just basing that on, you know, here's where he stole the bike, down here, and because he's found here, he's heading north. Yeah, I don't know how else you would know something like that, other than just that speculation. All right, you guys, we're on one of those massive lulls again, so if you're out there and you have the ability to help support the channel, we're trying to reach the goal. We're still not there yet. So if you have the ability to support the channel, it allows us to fund these types of things, I would appreciate it. But we do not have anything other than the theory and a few bits and pieces of information to go on. Until we get a break, acquire more information, or learn the identity of the victim, we'll get working on the facts we do have. Meanwhile, Dee's added, there is a murderer walking around loose somewhere. I mean, this person is, this is a serial killer-like person, don't you think? I mean, if you're going to take the time, if you killed a person and you sort of the first time you weren't really sure, you'd probably be a little nervous and taken off after you killed. But this guy, shaved his entire lower body and was nude from the waist down. And that's absolutely nuts. Just think about that. Somebody taking the time to do that. And I would think that would be after death. Don't you guys, do you guys agree with that? That they would have shaved him, the person would have shaved him after death. Hello? Anybody there? Let's see. It's like talking to a brick wall sometimes. Yeah, well, I think they wanted to make him look like he was... That's what I said. You don't have to repeat what I said. Just say yes or no. Yeah, they wanted to make him look like... I think this is a pedophile adult man who's attracted to boys. And, it's probably a younger person too. Probably, I bet you they're less than 30 years old. And I think that he... I don't know. He'd have to torture him to do it before Zozo. I mean, you think the kid's going to let him do that? I think he just wanted him to look the way he wanted to look. I wonder if they've got any... that doesn't make sense. Let's see. Talk about overkill. Yeah, well, he was stabbed and then they found his pants hanging off of a foot. And then I mean, that's sort of interesting, I guess. I mean, I guess if his pant is still on a leg, did they redress him? But then why would it be off? It's almost like, yeah, I mean, it could have been that he was still alive, I guess. And then they took him to this place and then took his pants off again. And I mean, if they didn't find a bunch of hair or stuff like that around the scene, then I don't know. It's hard to say. I'm not sure what you're talking about. Can I kick it? Man, you guys. Why don't you just pay attention, rewind it, and watch, and then you'll know, instead of just jumping in and saying, hey! Ah, boy. Yeah, just scroll back 20 minutes and you'll get the whole case. YouTube is weird sometimes, and we often miss notifications. Yeah. Why do you guys always put your little adjectives in there instead of just saying, hey, Zozo? It's, hey, lovely Zozo, or hey, lovely Daphne, hey, dear. So, man, I just can't talk like that. Yeah, like right there. It's just, I can't do it. Yeah, but it was just all the way off other than his foot. I mean, just right on, it was all the way off other than on one leg. It was still sitting there. Okay, well, don't worry about it, the 71414. Since you don't help support the channel, why don't you watch some of the ads? Yeah, let's see. There you go, that's better. Hey, assholes. Hey, that's much better. I guess. I'm going to start saying, what do you guys want me to start saying to people when they come in? Right. Hey, thanks, Jet Set. Make sure everybody has what you bought, and then the creators will never get any ad revenue at all. Good idea. I noticed you hadn't made another comment all night, but you just chimed in with that one. How not to watch ads. Boy, that was the only thing that got you going there, huh, Jet Set? Interesting. The only thing that interested you all night during this whole show was somebody that said, hey, I'm watching ads, and then you jump in. Yeah. That's what trolls do. Hey, thanks, Kelly Silva. Love this channel, and your voice is very relaxing. Oh, really? All right. Well, there you go. Some people say that. Who are you talking to? I don't know who you're referring to. 7414. Never heard of you. If something skipped by, I might have missed something. Don't know. How about say thank you for the $2? What are you referring to? What $2? Well, thank you. Look at that sketch, though, by the way. I mean, it'll be really interesting when this person's identified, and you'll go, holy crap, it looks just like this. I think I should just copy that by itself. And then save it into that same folder. Okay, lovelies? All right. And this case is from 1972. Yeah, just get rid of that 7414 person. I don't even know what the hell they're doing here. Let's see. Well, don't get rid of them. Just forget it. Don't get rid of them. I don't know what they're doing. They're just cuckoo. I always listen to this channel even if I don't catch the lives. You think this kid will be? Yeah, I thought he was like, didn't they think he's like 15 or 16? I think the killer thought he was younger because he's small. He's only 5'3". So he's just sort of like a really small kid. Didn't weigh very much, and they were probably like, oh crap, and then made him look the way they wanted him to look. I think that's just sick. Okay, well, what was your comment up there that said the $2 comment? I don't even know what that means, 7414. I have no idea. But there's nothing from you for $2 in here. I didn't see it. The suspect, that's not a suspect, that's a sketch of the person that was killed. What are you talking about? I don't know. Look, it says right here, 5'3", 110 pounds. That's small. Brown medium length hair, good teeth, and having no visible scars or tattoos. I mean, I guess it's possible that this person shaved himself like that, but I don't think so. I think it was the killer did this. Yeah, unidentified murder victim sketched by Sheriff's Artist. Pretty self-explanatory there. Nobody screamed at anybody, 7414. I'm going to have to get rid of you for absolutely exaggerating like a complete idiot. Alright, so maybe come back in a little bit. Nobody screamed at anybody. Man, what a clown. Are you kidding me? Did I scream at you guys just a minute ago? Jesus. What a fool. Oh my God. He was older, then changed. Yeah. Yeah, what was... I guess if we go back to the first one, let's see what it said. Between 15 and 30. And that was the very first article. And this one said... Maybe that's a different one that we're thinking of. Believed to be about 20 years old. So it's right in between... had been stabbed at least 7 times. So this person may be 20 years old, but looked maybe to the killer to be younger. I guess it's also, you know, I mean, here's something you could throw out there. Maybe this person was actually like a runaway and was a sex worker. I mean, just for a short period of time to make money, and sort of catered that, you know, to a specific type of person in that area or something, and then that person killed him. You know, like other sex workers get killed by people. You know, I hope it's not something like that. I mean, you know, either way, it doesn't matter. It's just we need to have his name back. But if he's 20 years old, then, you know, what do you guys think? What is your feeling on this one? It's pretty weird, isn't it? Yeah, I was screaming, you guys, apparently. Isn't that weird, the people in here sometimes? Now, I didn't care that you said that you know, what I don't like is people coming in and bitching about the show and the timing of ads that you don't like. Just let it go, man. You know, just hit the skip button if you feel like it. It's okay. You know, I'm just trying to, you know, like during my live streams, I have the ads turned on because I'm trying to bring in revenue to the channel to take pressure off of the super chats on the live streams. But it doesn't work because you get people bitching and moaning and complaining about the ads, and you know, it's just God. I mean, when you're watching TV shows, you call up the network and tell them to quit doing ads? I didn't think so. It's pretty strange. But anyways, that's it. So those 2 cases that we just went over tonight were the those 2 have just got DNA, and now they're into, I think, the phase where they're sequencing and uploading it to GEDmatch. So sequencing is next, but they do have DNA now in those 2 cases. And now those are the 2 updates that Dr. Colleen Fitzpatrick gave me earlier. Yeah, that's kind of the way it is. It's unreal. I mean, the complaining that people do, they send you emails about just frivolous crap, and I'm just like, I don't, you know, if you don't like the show, don't watch it. It's that simple, you guys. It's that simple. I just do my show the way I do it. If you don't like it, don't watch. All right? Gray, I used to watch your show, and then I didn't like it because you got really mad when I said that Jennifer Soda was the person, and then I sent a letter. I reported your channel because I didn't like the way. But now I came back because I saw you on this other channel, and I'm watching again, And then you said, Mary Lou, what are you doing here, Mary Lou? And I was like, oh, I know so funny. Oh my God, are you kidding me? Just grow up, for God's sakes. All right? It's just unreal. I mean, just almost scary at some point. Yeah. Wow. Can't wait for them to get those names back. Yeah, well, I'm sure it'll be months from now, but that's just how it is. But at least we've made progress. I remember being in the same place during the Daniel Armentrout days. Like, it took a year to get an actual sample that worked. And they didn't have a lot of DNA, but man, they worked their magic, and boom, they did it. And we paid the whole thing. I think it was like 10 grand. So that was pretty sweet. We even got to be on this huge panel thing. I think it was on Zoom or something. And I was on there with Dr. Colleen Fitzpatrick and Misty Gillis. She's kind of like the ring, she's the one that did it, basically. Her and this other lady. And so that was pretty sweet. Then the sheriff had another little press conference and mentioned us. You know what he actually said at one point? He goes, I want to thank all you freaks for what you do. See, he's the first one to just do, like cool. All the rest of them, when you pay for everything, they just barely give you a shout out. They're just like, yeah, thanks. Oh, yeah, and by the way, thanks to like this guy was like really thankful because it was like 60 years this person hadn't been identified. I think 2 years or something. I mean, it was like a long time. 1960 was when the hitchhiker died, and nobody knew who he was, but they buried him in a grave and had a tombstone and everything, and everybody took care of him. They would come every year, put flowers and do everything, have different articles to try to identify him, and then finally, through IGG, we did it. Can I get a boom? No, I've done animation. The only thing I've ever done for, like, the state, I guess, would be 2 different crime scene reenactment animations. So I've done that. But hey, guys, we're still not at the goal. So if we can get some more channel memberships gifted and get some super chats, etc., that would be great. Yeah, no, it's really cool. It's a cool feeling. I think that was one of the coolest feelings that all the freaks ever had, was the Daniel Armentrout stuff. I mean, like, it's just the whole thing surrounding it. The amount of time, Dr. Colleen Fitzpatrick would come on our show and we get updates, and then boom, and we helped out in that one too, because somebody sent me online, I don't know who that was, sent me an FBI document that had like an update. There was a whole bunch of different stuff in it too, but an update or not an update, but mentioned Daniel Armentrout, or not his name, but the individual that was unidentified. And it had all this information in it, including that he likely walked with a limp, that he, and all these different things. And then I sent that on to Misty Gillis. And then when she finally got a hold of a relative, that person said, well, it's probably not this person because they had polio. And then she goes, boom. And so it was that person. Then they found the brother in Florida, and the brother came out to the ceremonies and everything, and he actually allowed Daniel Armentrout to stay right where he was because that community cared and loved for him all those years. How cool is that? Thank you, Allie Cake. And look at that. Cheryl Moran said, can I get a boom? Where is it? Hold on. Let me do it right here. Can I get a boom? watch that one. Hey, thank you so much. Appreciate it. Yeah, so he came out here, and you want to hear something crazy about that story? Is Daniel Armentrout and his brother, they had another brother, and that brother went missing around the same sort of time period back then, because they had like an abusive father, and apparently the other brother was gay, I think, and he disappeared, and they've never found him either. It's crazy, absolutely wild how that all played out. So there you go. There you go. All right, now let's get to the alternative routes that Kohberger might have taken. All right, because there's that 16 minutes of missing time, and maybe we can kind of talk about where you guys think maybe the wouldn't that, by the way, wouldn't it be crazy if another body shows up one day and we cover the cost of it again, and it's the other brother? I mean, that would be something you'd have to make a movie about. I mean, that's just nuts. Mr. Gray, it would be really great if you were an expert on the Brian Kohberger case. Well, I think I am an expert on the case. I'm not there, but I mean, I'm not in the case itself, but I mean, I know the case. Yeah. I know all the elements that matter in this one. I mean, I think most of you guys are too. I mean, like, I think if you've been on my channel over the last 2 years and gone over it as much as we have, like we went over the probable cause probably 5 times in the first 6 months, and then since then have just put together, and then the videos came out on Linda Lane. I mean, that was a game changer for me, the White Elantra videos on Linda Lane. Yeah, there's a bunch of different places. Yeah, I mean, yeah, thanks again, Cheryl. It's very kind. Some nights it's been kind of a struggle in here for some reason, but you guys have made it happen. Yeah, I know what she meant, Sandy. Yeah. Jesus. All right, so you've got this road right here. See, I think this is the route that I would think there's a possibility here. So we've seen you drive this direction, and then you turn right. Wow, that's weird. This is before that road was even there. That's wild. Look at that. 2006. Huh. I look at them. They built these other area, and then they made an adjoining road. Look at that. They're just kind of still building, and there you go. That's wild. Yeah, so the Indian Hills Drive, well, yeah, that's strange. I mean, he could have came in like this. So when he came in, he could have driven in like this, turned left, went like that. I just have it down here because that one matches up with Conestoga to Palouse River Drive, and then I thought maybe he drove in like this. However, now we seem to have verification because of the 302 Floyd Cannabis ping up here that he drove in, you know, maybe even just like this and around and down, or maybe he came in like this. Whatever it was, I think it's probably something like, let's see. So if he came in on this road, and then maybe right here took a right, there you go, and then he comes down, and there's where that Exxon, Yeah, I keep wondering about that Exxon sighting. It's so weird. It's 3:45 in the morning, a white vehicle. But anyways, he could have came down like this, and then made his way right down to here, and then turned in. Thanks, Kelly Silva. I came in and started listening when you did the Dyatlov Pass videos. Oh yeah, that was cool. That was with Stacy. She wrote the book Death of Nine. The Dyatlov Pass. Dyatlov Pass mystery. Yeah, that was fun because we actually figured out where all those spots were on top of the mountain and everything. I dressed up in like I had this like hat on that was that was kind of funny. I don't know if you were there, Sandy, but so look, it came in. So it either came in like this. I think this makes more sense if he came in from the north, that he came in like this. Doesn't really matter though, because the clock starts right here at 3:26:10. Right? And so we have all that information, but at the end, when he's leaving, he comes down, leaves at 4:20 and 47 seconds, then 4:21:05 right there, and then that's the last ping sighting they have on a camera in the area, because they know that none of this whole route here does not have cameras. Amazingly, that this many homes do not have cameras, but they know that, and because he didn't go onto Ridge Road over here, had he, so look at the logic they're using here. So this is what law enforcement's doing. So here's Ridge Road right here, right? So when the vehicle left on Wallanta Drive, there's virtually only, legitimately two ways out of there. One is out here, down there, and the other one is right here. Now, if you kind of came down here, went on this back road, and then through an apartment complex, you could do that, but nobody's going to do that. Nobody's going to drive through there with that many apartments, and those always have surveillance cameras, etc. So there's only two ways out, and had he gone this way, his car would have been spotted on this Ridge Road camera here, and also on the 1125 Ridge Road camera right there. Do you get it? So because it didn't show up on that, and the vehicle left on Wallanta Drive, they know that it came down and got here, came out on Palouse, or Conestoga to Palouse River Drive, and then from there, we don't actually know. Apparently, Ann Taylor is saying, why don't these two buildings have Kohberger's vehicle on it if you say he drove that way? I guess that's a good point, right? Like, if the probable cause document has it driving this way, and she's saying that there's no surveillance footage on Juan Sakari and Mundy's machine and welding, well then maybe the vehicle, because it pinged near Blaine at 4:48, maybe it came in a different way. And so here's one of the ways, driving like that. And I actually drove one of these. I don't know which one it is, but I'll show you what it looks like. Oh, do you guys want to, before we get to that, do you want to see these? I found these other daylight videos of different routes. And these are ones that you can see exactly what everything looked like in the daytime. So here's one right there. Oh, I know where this one is. So where where we're at right now is, I'll show you on the map. So on the map, everything's a lot closer than it seems. Like, this isn't a huge area. I'm driving, I think, right in this area, going this direction. In a moment, we'll pass Conestoga, I think. Let's see. We'll see it here in a minute. Oh, let's see, what was that? Oh God, I almost had it. Jesus. There it is, Conestoga and Palouse River Drive. So right here is where Kohberger came out. And we are on Palouse River Drive right now. That's where he came out after the murders. Thank you, Harry, me boy. And so now we're heading towards the intersection where if you go forward, you'll be on, you'll be heading towards Indian Hills Drive. And that's what we're doing, actually. So I was thinking that he came in this way. All right, so ignore, I don't think he did anymore. I don't think he came in based on the ping information and the sighting at the, what's the name of that place again? Up here, the, where was it? Yeah, right here, Floyd's Cannabis Shop. So right now we're at this intersection right here. Let me show you. Right there. We're right here, and we're going to go like this and turn left, and then go on Indian Hills Drive and drive the whole way back, and then actually make it all the way around to 1122, and then it kind of cuts out. But it makes it right there. So we're still waiting at the light here, and then we go through the light. But now you can see it during the daytime. This is what it looks like here. Yeah, there's no way in hell there's 800 people watching right now. We only have 1,176 views total, so... Yeah, whenever you talk about something other than Kohberger, even if it's really interesting, like 2 cases that we're actually paying for, people just don't show up. Really pretty wild. It's almost scary. Yeah, unfortunately I was behind a truck here, but yeah, and it pulls off. Thank you. So then this is what it looks like during the daytime, the area that Kohberger was driving in. Wish I could do. I need to do a goal or something to try to get to a goal. Let's see if I can make it something simple. Super chats. About 10. And then I'll gift 5. Alright, there we go. See if we can do that. So right here on the left here is one of the homes, and it's the first one. Let me show you on the map here. So while it's driving back there on Indian Hills Drive, we're right here, and I found this house. I had one of the ones that was mentioned in the documents. This house right here. It turns out that after that, it was spotted by 2 other cameras that were never mentioned until these recent documents. That's why I really feel like there is missing video from the 1320 Linda Lane camera. So in a minute we'll be driving by these two as the road starts turning. So we're going to go like, so in your mind when you're watching this video right now, we're going to go straight and it's going to start to curve a little bit, and then right after it starts, right as it's about to curve, that's where one house is. And then as it goes around the curve again, the other house is right there. So we're stopping at the first one. There it is. The camera's right there, by the way, on the right upper right-hand part of the garage. And then see how the road's curving right now? So that means the camera right down there. How is it seeing it, though, if it's off down the hill like that? They must see the lights right after it. Interesting. Huh. Must be a 24/7 camera. Thanks, Allie Cake. And Cheryl Moran, she says, let's go. Okay, there's two of them, there's two of them, there's two of them. Do we hear three? Can I hear 3, 4, 4, 4, 4, 3? All right, and on the map now we are coming around like this, and then we'll end up going straight and then get to a T in the road. So here we go, and this is the exact route that he went, but you're now looking at it in the daytime. This isn't the T, or maybe it is. Was that the T? I think it might have been right there. Yeah, now here's the T right here. Yeah, okay. This might be Steiner right here. Let's check. Why isn't their name on that road? Well, anyways, this is just what it looks like. Go straight away, and it'll get to an intersection. And then as soon as you go through the intersection, we will start heading towards that Ridge Road camera. But there's no way in hell the timing is what the document stated. They said that 6 seconds after it passed the A&W, it was picked up on the Ridge Road camera. Now, we can just do it in our head here. And so they're off. Something's off. I think they're 10 seconds off on that. And that's one of the cameras that was off. But okay, so we go into here and kind of waste time. So you can see right up in there, there's a camera right there. There's probably a camera up there, etc. All right, so we're just getting out of here, and now we're coming out. So let's just count from here. So let's say the camera spotted it right here. Now let's do 6 seconds. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Nope. 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. Now you'd see it. Now it's 15, 16, because there's only 3 seconds different on those. See, they're off on there. They said it's 6 seconds, and that's just not accurate. So they need to fix that or figure out what the hell that is, because you don't want the defense to go, oh, well, look, I mean, that's 6 seconds. That can't be the car. And it can't be. You'd have to be driving 2.5 times that speed, which would be way over the speed limit. And why would he do that before he even committed the murders? So here we go. We're driving in this direction. And that right there, I believe, is... So I just slowed down. That's Indian... not Indian Hill. It's Linda Lane 1320. So let's do that again. We're turning. So right now we are coming up right here and turning. And then right there is Linda Lane 1320. And just a second from now, we'll get there. Right when the car slows down, that's when we're at that 1320, and it's spotted on a camera. And that's right here. Right? So that's 1320, Linda Lane, just there on the left, up at the top of the hill there. That's the camera. That showed the vehicle coming in at, let's see, 3:29 and 47 seconds. Then it comes down here, turns onto King Road. You get to see it all in daylight here. Just like that. Now, the significant buildings on the right here are this one, right here. That's 1119 King Road. And this one over here is 27. Is that right? Yeah, 1127 King Road. Now, this one here on the right is significant because they use that for two reasons. One is lights right behind that when the Elantra is driving on Wallanta Drive. The lights are shining behind that house on the trees. Plus, when the vehicle does its U-turn, you can see the lights on that building as it goes down the hill behind 500 Queen Road. And then it goes down and the lights shift on this building here so they can tell what the car was doing. This building over here, 1127, that one's important because when the car goes around behind 500 Queen Road and turns to like either park for a minute or two or just before parking and going inside, the lights hit this building up here as it's turning. So it's amazing. All of the stuff that the camera in this building, 1112 King Road, that camera picked up all that stuff I just explained to you. So hopefully you were paying attention, because if you weren't paying attention, you will not know one of the more significant elements of the case. I'll have to go back and look, Gray. So are any of you other people going to help reach the goal at the top of the screen? We need 8 more. Those can be channel memberships or just the $5 super chats, and then we reach the goal, and then I'll donate 5 memberships. All right, here we go. We're coming around, and this is what it looks like in the daytime. So let me explain all this to you when we're coming around. So let's go up here again. So a minute ago when I just said, when the vehicle's coming back this direction, see how it's going down a steep hill? Those lights would shift on 1119 King Road since it's right behind the camera here. No. I don't know, Imoni. Everybody says the same thing. It's almost like you parrot what everybody says over and over and over again. We've heard that theory 1,000 times. So here we go. We're back behind 500 Queen Road. Now look at this. Watch this. Oh yeah, this is going to turn off. Okay. But right there is 1127. See back there? So, oh man, God, that would be such a great... I'm going to have to put these two together. So this one starts right where that one left off. So hold on. That's what the GoPros do. They just shift to another video. I guess this one did skip it. It missed that spot. Man, that would have been so great. That's too bad. What was the first one? It was 17068. Well, I guess that part's missing. But if we can go back, let me open up that first one again. Go back to the end and pause it. Yeah, it's, what do you mean you didn't know it was a theory? It's just mentioned on every show. Let's see, we move forward and then pause. Oh, Jesus, that's hard. People always say, hey, maybe, okay, right there, see that? That's 1127 right there. So you can see when the car's turning, its headlights hit that building over there. Do you guys see that? Goes around, boom, right there. And you can see that the car's turning also on the building. All right, guys, I'll try it again. We have a goal at the top of the screen. We need a combination of 8 different, like either channel memberships or just super chats that equal, they're just the $5 level. All right, that's what the goal is at the top of the screen, and that'll get us to the goal where I'll donate 5 memberships myself, and then we'll have, what do we have? It'll be like 30 total for the night. All right, so that's that. Then we move on to the next one. Yeah, see, look at the the number of people watching right now is exactly what happens when you don't just start off the show with Kohberger. It's amazing. Now those numbers what we were watching earlier are totally bogus. You know, look at this crazy little number. Look at that viewership chart. There's just, that never happened. Okay, that never happened. It's fake. All right, so right here, I mean, this is interesting that I stopped right here. So let's just go a little bit further. Boom. Oh, this is perfect. Oh, yeah, look at that. Oh, stop it right there. Right there. Ooh, bing. Oh, look how perfect that is. Let me just go back a little bit. Do that again. Wow, I can't believe I filmed that. It's perfect. So look at, right there is 1112 King Road right there. And then you can see that's that crazy shape of 1122 King Road. That camera right there, right where this vehicle is right now that I'm sitting in, is exactly what this camera picks up, is the lights in this area as the vehicle's driving by. The lights on the vehicle and hitting the trees and so forth. See that? It's right there. And just look at it. When we're driving by, see if you can look back and see it. It's right there, see? How crazy. That's amazing that I filmed it like that. And I'm still filming it. Man, we gotta, this one needs to be used more. I gotta keep this one in a good place. That was amazing. I mean, look at that. That's how you gotta look at this thing. Look at this, watch. And this one right here is 1127. Or actually this one right here, I think. Let me look at this again. Hold on. Yeah. So that's 1119 right here. I think. Yeah, and this one's 1127. Right, that's right. There we go. And so there's the house, 1122 King Road back there. There's 1112 King Road. I mean, this gives you a great perspective right here, doesn't it? And so he could see perfectly while he was driving around. Well, we only got 181 people watching. How is that even possible? I mean, it's unbelievable. Is there like a concert going on, or what looked real? What do you mean? It looks so real. It is real. It is real. I was driving in the car and just held the camera in my hand and then put it back onto the thing. Well, the numbers don't look low. I think the trolls are buying bots, but I'm not. It has nothing to do with the numbers being low. Oh, what did you think it was, an animation? It looked so real for a second. Well, I'm trying to figure out what you guys are talking about. Here, I'll go back. Look at, watch. It is real. Check it out. Look at. This is, I'm in the driver's seat. And while driving, probably not the smartest thing to do in the world, I just hold the camera out to my left here, a GoPro, as I go around the corner, and I filmed exactly what's going to be important at the trial. This is sweet, though. I mean, I gotta make sure I do not put that in a weird folder or anything. Thank you, Janelle H. Look at that. We are getting close. So that makes it 7 out of 10. We just need 3 more. Yeah, I went and found all these for you guys earlier today. So this one's pretty cool. It shows you the exact spot the Ridge Road camera is. I think I'm the one that's confused. I don't know how I'm reading comments or not. So when I first came, I'd always turn right there. But then we started going this way. And this is the way that they have in the maps. So look at it. Comes around the corner. Hey, look at this Plato. Not Play-Doh, but Plato, like Aristotle and Socrates. Yes, you guys, I'm a robot. I'm not real. All right, hold on. Let's back it up. Back it up. So let's take a look at the map. We've already mapped out which house has the surveillance camera, and it's this one. So when you come straight down, it's the one just off to the right, like this. So that house has a surveillance camera on it. So let's look at this. It's that one right there. Now let's see if we can spot it. It's too far away, but definitely one there. Let's see if we go here and maybe there's a street view. Oh yes, look at this. Watch this. And this one is from October 2021. So maybe something like that underneath there. Those could be cameras. And they did say there was 2 cameras. So maybe that's one facing Willanta Drive and that one's facing the other direction. Let's see if there's another one over here. No, I don't see one. I mean, that really could be exactly what that is right there. Thank you, Scott G. Man, you guys, if you guys thought that was like an animation, I would be incredible. If I could make an animation that looked like that, oh man. But check it out, you guys. You know how I got the Insta360 not like about 6 months ago? Well, they just came out with the 5th one, which is way better for shooting at night, so I had to get that one. I have to put it on make it a business expense, of course. But that one is insane. So I have actually purchased, I have a kayak rack on top of my vehicle, so I have a handlebar mount that I could probably just attach to it, put it on top, and then drive around. I think it'll be freaking amazing, you guys. I mean, you guys will be able to see whatever the hell you want to see. I just upload a video and you can look around wherever the hell you want to look. Oh no, I was thinking about what the other who else was talking with you about that? But don't you think that'd be cool, you guys? The 360-degree video. Come on, Cheryl, you would watch it. Plato, Michelle H, Ali K, come on. Hey, look at this lanky tour. And thanks again up there, Scott G. Very kind, very kind. Yeah, that view was good. But man, if I get unfortunately, the summertime there's going to be a lot of trees and stuff. Or even spring. It doesn't look the same. But I still think it'd be valuable. Just to get the whole thing. But if I put it on top of my car and drive around, you guys, we could have like the 360-degree shot of everywhere. I know how to do this. I know exactly what the routes are now. I think I'd have to go through and have a map out and say, okay, he came around like this, and then later he drove over here. Maybe he stopped and pulled in here, then he turned around and came back this way. Yeah, I'm probably not the safest driver when I was doing that, you guys. I'm sorry. When I was filming out the window. Anyways, thank you guys. Oh yeah, let me do my... And this one is not free. I mean, it's not free for me. The first 10 were yesterday, but there we go. There we go. Would the police have redacted that? I don't think so. I don't think so, no. There's no reason they wouldn't have put that in that document. And they'd have to share it with the defense team, and there's just no reason they wouldn't have put it in there. They were so detailed about every single place, trying to create a connection, and that would have just helped them dramatically. And for some reason, they didn't put it in there. And here's what's crazy is the time that's missing in the YouTube video version is exactly the time frame where there's 3 opportunities. One, the vehicle had to have passed Linda Lane, and they don't have that one. So that's a little weird. I do too. I like seeing all the green names in here. Make sure to stay members, you guys. After the month is up, we have affordable options. Even the $1.99 one works. And look at that. That's Lanky Tour. I think Lanky Tour has technically the most months on... Zozo's right up there with like 62 or 3. Linda and... I think it almost feels like Linda and Lanky Tour are right around the same number. I can't remember which one. You had like 64, right? That's like 5 years. That's nuts. Yeah, we do. And if you came in late, you guys, Dr. Colleen Fitzpatrick just got a hold of me. Member for 26 months. Hey, look at that. That's over 2 years. It's good. Me and you were arguing. So it's my fault? Are you blaming it on me, Zozo? I wouldn't doubt it one bit, man. Everything is always my fault. That's even what Truth Sleuth always says. Well, I'd have more months, except you made me mad one time. Hey, I think I've made everybody mad in here at least once, right? But just realize I'm not a mean person. We just have, this is like, I guess the best I've always said is sort of like Thanksgiving dinner in here, right? Yeah, Plato, you remember that? Plato was mad at me for a long time. She gave me she put me on a strike or whatever the hell you call it. Yeah, I have a hard time agreeing to disagree. That's one of the phrases I can't do. Yep, so mean. Like when you know something is true. Well, that's right, Scott G. Support what you love or it goes away. There you go. That's exactly right. I mean, I don't know. If you know something is true, don't you guys have a hard time not just letting them go, well, let's just agree to disagree, when you are absolutely certain that they're not correct? Like, it isn't something where it's your opinion, like, oh, hey, I think the Beatles are good. And they say, well, I don't think the Beatles are good. And then you go, okay, let's just agree to disagree. I can understand that one. Although that's crazy too, but I can understand that one because that's an opinion. It's like looking at a painting and not one liking and the other one likes it. But when somebody says 1 plus 1 is 75, and the other one says, well, it's 2, well, then there's a problem. You know, I'm not going to let you do that. Yeah, political stuff similar. Although there are factual things, right? Whoa! Thanks, Cheryl Moran. Look at that. 10 more gifted memberships. She likes the green, she said. Art Star, Babs, Andy, Donna Rhodes, Avenue Mall, Jenna, Nemelotus, Stacy Martell, Jojo, and Catwalk. Oh, come on, Kami. You can't throw that in there tonight. Oh, God, here we go. Here comes the mass exodus. The knife sheath is not the only slam dunk. Gray's attention to detail makes me think... Well, what are you saying there? Harry me, boy. Right, like the... I think you can make a very strong case without the knife sheath. You'd still have the circumstantial evidence that he bought a K-bar knife that was consistent with the wounds. But the case is definitely a hell of a lot stronger with the knife sheath. However, the Elantra is what ties everything together. Without that, you're kind of in a weird place where you merely just have touch DNA on a weapon and then some circumstantial evidence out there, and based on how conspiratorial society is these days, a jury might not be able to make the logical leap to say, oh yeah, well, it's the same guy. You know, his phone was turned off, and then his phone turned back on again. We don't see his car, though. I mean, like, if you had no video of the white Elantra, it would have been tough. Even with that DNA. Welcome, KS. All right. So that's a street view of the same area that we're on video here. Now, this is kind of interesting. His vehicle never did what we're doing right now. I don't think. In that entire looping process, it never did this. I thought it did it every single time, actually. But it didn't. I thought it did all the loops and it did the same thing. So this building right here, by the way, this is 1125 Ridge Road. That's the famous building that has the video of the Elantra missing its front license plate. And this building has 2 cameras on it. One of the cameras has to be sort of over in this direction, pointing at the road over here. And the other one has to be on the other side of the building there because the timing of it. For example, when it came in, it's something like 3:29 and 1 second or something. And then 3:29:04, it's heading up like that. So that would mean that it could see it coming here and then like that. So it could be facing outward. And on the left side of the camera, it picks it up coming in. And then another camera around this corner to the left here. And so right now, after I make this turn, it's kind of the opposite direction that it does at 4 o'clock when it comes down from the left over there. The 4 o'clock's the one after it sees the DoorDash driver, and it'd be driving down on the left side of the road right here. I don't think I did that more than once. I don't know where that video is. But I did do that one time, I think. That's amazing how different the looping went after reading those new documents. It's quite a bit different. So in a minute here, we'll be driving by that Linda Lane camera again. Well, that's true. The mods are good too. I love all the blues and the greens and everybody. Who cares, right? You guys are all awesome. But look at it, I think there's only like 1 or 2 non-channel members or anything in here tonight. Okay, maybe this time, I don't know if this is the same one we looked at earlier. Will I make it around in time? I got 6 seconds to make it around. This might be that same one, actually. 23, 21, 20 seconds, 18. No, this one's got more in it. Oh, this is better. That's so weird. 2 in a row, and this one does make it around. So watch, look at this. So I went too far that time, but that's the building the light goes on. And then when it turns, see how the headlights would move across that building over there? You see that? Boom. That's such a good view right there. This video here is money. This one has all of that amazing stuff in it. When it was looking left, driving up back there, and then look at that. Shows you when it turns around. And this, I don't think he ever parked in a spot like this. He'd park where he could see into the room there. All right, so I guess now we can get back to... I found all these today, so I thought you guys might be interested in them. And so there's this route that I was driving way out there, and I just don't remember... Maybe we can try to figure out where this was. I kind of have an idea. It's one of the alternative route areas. So that's 70... Yeah, and then there's 3 of these in a row. So let's see if I can... I think we're out here somewhere. Like, I don't know. Maybe we'll get lucky and a road will pop up on there. Let me go back a little bit in case we passed one. I just don't remember where it was. Yeah, you guys, we got 158 likes. I don't know why we only have 188 people watching. I guess I didn't post it anywhere or something. But it is what it is, you know. People are missing out. We got the best information over here for sure. I'm gonna try to figure out where I'm at here, if we can get to a road of some sort. Yep, Robin hits that like button right when she comes in. Black Plato said, "Upset? No way, not at all." and then correctly said, "Never you." But notice she didn't say "never me." Yeah, she didn't say that. Oh, maybe we could have seen that. Hold on. You might be able to get that mailbox number. Ah, God, it was right there. Hey, look at that. 5055 something. Let's see what happens. If I type in 5055, that could be it. Well, look at that. That's it, man. See, that's how you do this stuff. And we did just drive by a clump of trees, right? Oh, and look at that. Street views even here. And look at this. I think we're right here. And there you have it. Boom. So now we found the spot. That was crazy. Just typing in 5055 and it found the spot that we were So we must have, I'm on this route right here. See this? So I drove that route and I made it, I'm in this spot now. So this, I was trying to recreate this route right here. Okay, so let's just keep going. So now we're going to be going straight. Maybe we can do something where if I have this off to the side and then make this a little bit, I don't know if it would be better if it was a little bit, back it up. Alright, so we're on this straightaway right here. Alright, can you guys, let me get rid of my face on here. So we're on the straightaway right here. And then it should take a hard right going around. This is my other alternative route that Kohberger took. I mean, look at this. You're going to avoid cameras, and then magically his phone would just reappear south, but there'd be no way to figure out how he got there if he took one of these back roads like this. So we're just on the straightaway, and then it does take a hard right here. Do I do it? Okay, I made it. Alright, so we go like this, and we're coming around like this now. Is this it? Are you guys able to see what I'm doing? And we're going to be on the straightaway here, and then it's going to go downhill, kind of turning to the right a little bit. Yep, there it goes. And then it's going to probably hit the straightaway and then a hard, I think it's still right here actually, right there. And then it's going to come around, there it is. Going to go around to the left. Is that a cell tower there? And then there's a straightaway. Right here. So far I am following my green line, but I think I veer off at some point. It goes like this. And then this straightaway right here, and then a hard left around with some trees right there and there. And then it'll go around this corner, and there'll be a tree, and then some houses right over here on the right, which is that. Then it's going to go straight. I mean, is there another channel that does anything even close to this? I mean, come on, you guys. Let's be honest. Comes around. And here we go. Going to be on a straightaway. Then around this corner. To be like this, and then it's going to go down a hill and then around a corner. There we go. And then around this corner again. And then after that it's going to go somewhat straight, but with a slight little turn to the right and straighten out. So here we go. Kind of goes out to the right and then boom, straight. So it should start turning here, and it's going to get to an area that looks like there might be a creek, but it's not. I'm going to stop it right when it gets to right before these trees. And then I'm going to go down here just to make sure everything's good. Yep, see there's the, let's move it further down. And it's about right here. So see that little fence right here? You got the fence right there. There's the telephone pole that's right here. And looks like we're probably, I don't know, it looks like I'm right next to that. So there's the culvert. See right there, the culvert, and I guess that one already, you could already see it. I think if we back up slightly on here, right when it's coming in. I mean, this is just, I'm just kind of showing you how I do stuff on here. So I think it was back a little bit. Oh, there it was. It's right here. The culvert's right in there. Right down there. Yeah, I could just see the top of it right there. All right. So there we go. Now we're just going to keep on moving around the corner. And then it might be switching to a different camera here in a minute. Thank you, nature lover. Welcome. Why? What? Am I too fast, Lanky Tor? Is that what you're saying? It looks faster than I am driving. Alright, then around. So this must be... Yeah, there it is, right here on the corner. There's the tree. Wait, no. That's right here. So, oh, wait. So I continued. I went the right way. I went like that. Interesting. So I am doing pretty good. It's right in this area. Isn't it pretty out there, though? I mean, look at that. That's just incredible. Looks like a postcard. You could just... I guess I don't know. Does it turn right or left up here? Hold on. Okay, so it's probably like going like this around a curve. I think it's right here. That house complex was this one. And there's like a little pond over here. I think that's what that is. Or whatever that is. And then around the corner. And we're on this long straightaway. I think we're on this one, so it should turn to the right coming up. Yeah. And it'll be another straightaway. That's like ice on the ground there, you guys. But I have studded snow tires, so it doesn't affect anything at all. Go down. I mean, just look at this place out here, though. He could have stopped the car, had a pre-dug hole, and put it anywhere along this route, and nobody would ever find it. I mean, it would just be a little tiny hole, put a rock on top of it, around bushes and stuff, and you can forget it. Alright, so we're going to come down here, and it's going to start veering off to the right. Yeah, there's absolutely no cameras out here whatsoever. I think that it's... You know, I think it's very possible he didn't do the Highway 95, especially since the defense is claiming he doesn't show up on those cameras, but they claim a lot of stuff that isn't true, so I don't know. So that's just a really long straightaway. So that one ended, and so that's the first of 3 of them. So then the next one, it should pick up right here. So remember that tree and that. So here's the next one. Should pick up right where that one left off. And I don't know if that did. Hold on. See, that's okay. It has the correct numbering system now. So it should have been right after that one. So now I'm not sure. Here, let me open up that last one and see if we can look and see if we can see those 3 trees somewhere at the end. Oh, there they are. So there's those 3 trees. So we're in the right spot. Okay, good. And then open up this one. And here we go. And there's those 3 trees again. Okay, so we're continuing on here. Welcome, Uniquely Susie, retired hospice RN. So it's coming this direction, and then let's see, is there houses? I think it's might be right here. This is right there, and then the house on the right coming up. Yep, that makes sense. Should be right kind of near the road. Although, I don't know, we're going around to the right. Here, I guess we can see here. Let's just stop and take a look at it. Does it look right? Yep. Look at that. Boom. Boom. I mean, look at that. It's almost exactly the same. And, okay, going around the corner there. Then it's going to go straight. Okay, I think it's on this one. Driving here. No, I think it was right here. And then in a minute it'll be some sort of a building here on the right. Yep. And then trees on the other side. See how you can see the trees here on Google Earth. And then 2 buildings. And then there you got the buildings and the trees on the other side. This is how I do my like investigative map. Oh, see, then I don't know if I did this right. Let's see, hold on. So do I turn before the house here? Ah, see, that's where I screwed up. Darn it. Ah. See, look. I was supposed to. Look how close I was to getting to the right spot. I was right there, and I just had to go this little bit more, and then boom. I'm on Highway 95, and look where that is. I'm inside of, like, Blaine is right there. And I think you could still ping here, although there's a cell tower right there. So maybe the way that I'm going is actually better. So man, I took this hard right here, didn't I? So that must mean I'm... Let's see, let me try to figure this out. Oops, I don't want that. I think I come in like this. Man. What do I do? Come around like... That's pretty wild. I know that I make it over to there. Man, what the hell did I do here? This is going to be crazy. Because I know where I came out, you guys. I came out right... well, I don't know if I put the pin in the right spot. No, I put it right here. It's on Hove Road. So I come out. That's what I did. So I went like... I know exactly what I did. So I go like this. From right here, come down, then around, and then like this, and then here, and then out right there. So not too bad off of line. I just didn't go how I originally planned it. Alright, so let's go back. So we're right here. We're going to take that hard right and kind of almost go backwards. Yeah, see, there it is. And do I have Google Maps here? Jesus, there is. Should be that, there's that bush, that round bush right there. Is this one? I could kind of tell that's what that was. Man, maybe they're right inside that tree line there. Then it's going to take a hard left. And there should be a house with some silos coming up in just a minute here. Huh. Oh yeah. Weird. I don't know what I just did, but something a little different than what... Let me go back. Oh yeah, so right here I turn off, right? Let me... God, where the hell is that? Yeah, that's the spot right there, right? Yep, that's it. That's the same as this one back here. So I actually turned left on this like dirt road or something. But that's what I marked, so I did do that. Okay, so we haven't hit that house that has the silos on it yet. I like the ones you just throw a magnet in the water and you pull it and maybe pull out the... Wouldn't that be crazy? You're out there in any pond off the side of the road, you throw one of those big magnets out and pull it in, and there it is, the K-bar knife. Oh, jeez. That'd be insane. So here is this place is right here. See that? A couple silos back there. 1, 2. Those are these 3 right there. Maybe right back there. 1, 2, 3, 4. Those are those little ones. And it makes it out to the highway. I don't know what I do after this, though. Let's see. Are you guys having fun? I think it's just kind of interesting. And apparently the rest of the Kohberger people didn't enjoy it. They're not here. Alright, so I'm almost right here under the highway. That's what this is. Right here. And then there, you have to cross... I hate these kind of highways like that. They have them in Indiana too, where you have to cross one highway that goes one direction. And then you go to this sort of middle no man's land. And then you get onto the other one. I guess it's about the only way to do it, I guess. So we're turning, going this direction. Now, do I cut across at the right spot here? Let's see. So we just came on. Now we're going around on the highway. This is where I should have came out. Right here, close. But you can see that route that we took. Don't you think it's like a... It would be a decent tactic to have dug a hole out there, and on the way back you drive that route with no cameras anywhere, and then you just put the objects in a hole and call it a day. And just take out. Let me see where this is. So I just got onto the highway from here. And we're going around this turn. Okay, I think this here is up there. That whole all those trees is right there. Do I make it up to there? So if I pass that, we did it right. If not, then we didn't do it right. Okay, so that means we turned right here. on this road. Now, what do? Do I back out of here and go, oh crap, we did it wrong? I think so. Yeah, so I came back out. So I think this might be what I used to do the video that we watched today that I put out. Right, so there is another road here. I think I almost pull into this one. And then this building here is this one. So yes, I passed that one. So just after this house, which I believe is this one, all three of these buildings, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. After that, we get to this next intersection, and then I don't know if it is the same one, because the other one was at night for a lot of it, and I took the wrong turns. Wasn't I supposed to turn right there? No, it's up here. See this other building up here? Right there, I turn right just across the street from it. Yep, here we go. And those are those trees here are these trees. Staying off to the right. Heading down across. Isn't this crazy, you guys? I think it's pretty cool. What do you mean you're not sure which is which? It doesn't matter what the lines are. You just look at the lines. That's just where I'm driving. It doesn't mean anything. I'm not sure what you're even asking. All right, so we got that one, and then once that was 1, 2, then this one here. It should switch over and look just like that. Now, this one's short, so it's not going to be a continuation of anything. But anyways, there you go, everybody. Yeah, just was driving around looking at the alternative routes. Looks like when I came down here, I turned up there instead of making it go down like this to this spot right here. I don't remember why I have 27071 or what that stands for. No, they don't mean anything. They're just routes that I'm taking. I mean, I could sit here and try to explain them all, but there's a ton of them. I mean, look at all this. You want me to go through this? I mean, these circles are 3-mile radiuses of cell towers. This one I didn't do one, but they're just radius of cell towers. And the Blaine cell tower, there's one right here. So that would likely be the tower that pinged when he turned his phone back on. But what that means is it could be anywhere inside of this. Likely if it got outside of that, this tower would pick it up and it would no longer be sending signals to that one. So it's probably right inside of this area where his phone turned on. And so, you know, I guess if he drove down like this, look where it is. Look right here, by the way. So when he's coming down, you know, maybe he turned on his phone right around in this area. And then, so it pings inside of, I don't know, it's hard to say, but if there's no towers up here, this looks like, is that a cell tower? No, that's the one I just looked up a minute ago. That's just the address there. So this Blaine cell tower, and I guess there's another one on top of this mountain over here. A couple cell towers up there. You know, which one is it? Yeah. Well, let's see. 2 hours and 33 minutes. That's kind of a long time too. We've been doing these almost 3-hour and 45-minute shows. I think tonight's show is pretty jam-packed with a lot of cool stuff. 2 cases that our DNA funding is going to be, we'll finally get some answers on 2 of them. Sounds like it's, it's always months away in these kind of situations, but at least we're some major breakthroughs where they have the DNA, now they got to sequence it, and then they've got to upload it to GEDmatch, and then start working their magic. Anyways, thank you guys all very much for being here tonight. Appreciate it. Even though it's kind of a small crowd. Why do you think it's so small? Like 179 people. It's pretty bizarre. Pretty bizarre. They have black boxes to maybe... I think I'm gonna get a hold of YouTube again tonight and say, hey, what is this right here? Doesn't make any sense. Yeah, I cover a lot of cases. I've been kind of focusing on this one because I want to, for a couple of reasons. I want to be where people go when the trial happens. This is probably where you want to be because we actually know what the hell's going on and can show different things. I think it'd be boring just to listen to like defense attorneys and those kind of, they're just like, what? I always think it's funny when you listen to defense attorneys, they can't think their way through the cases. They just keep looking at, ooh, here's what I would say here to get that person off. Well, what about just put the pieces of the puzzle together? You ever tried that? All right, thank you to Pink Diamond, Jeannie Gaiagoy, K-Me, Leon Littlejohn, gifted 5. Then BMS became a new member. Then Alley Cake. Then Leon Littlejohn, gifted 5 again. Before he went back to running his bar, I guess. Then 2 Curious Cats, Tracy Harrison Sass. Then Dina Tao, gifted a membership. Then Leon Littlejohn, gifted 5 more. Then Richard Watts, 7414. That's what they were talking about. I never saw that one. GBHD, thank you. Michelle H, Vicky White, Cheryl Moran, Tracy Harrison Sass, Alley Cake, I'm Oni, then Uniquely Susie, retired hospice RN. Then Cheryl Moran with a cat eye. Then Kelly Silva. Then Alley Cake, gifted a membership. Then Cheryl Moran with another cat eye. Thank you. Thank you so much. It really helps get to the goals and the numbers. Kelly Silva, and then Harry Me Boy. Alley Cake, Cheryl Moran, then Janelle H, Scott G, gifted 5, thank you. Then I gifted 5, then Lanky Tor gifted 5, then Lisa Valenzuela, then Cheryl Moran again, gifted 10. She liked the green. Oh, she likes the blue too. And then Nature Lover, new member, and Uniquely Susie, retired hospice RN, the new member. And then also we have I'm a DNA Detective, Sandy Shirley, and Lisa Valenzuela on the coffees. Oh, look at that. That's Cinnamon Sin Freak. No, that has nothing to do with it, Lobie. They're just not here because they're not here. YouTube doesn't always send out the notifications. That's just how it is, Yeah, we this isn't a trigger warning, trigger bunny type of channel here. Anything doesn't go. I don't sit there and I'm not going to entertain every conspiracy theory. Well, all I know is that's not a legitimate, look at this right here, you guys. That's not legitimate. See this little, right there? That's when the show started, and it was right here. Then it went up to 1,200 people. And look at, the total views is 1616, right? So how could there be 1,200 people watching, and then a sustained number, and that number should be like 4,000 if it was like that. And then look at it, goes like this, and then, whoo! Straight down to the normal number. But see, it's pretty weird. Right, the normal number is too low, but it seems legit because for the first hour and a half I discussed something that wasn't Kohberger, and they all disappeared and didn't come back. What I should have done was talk about Kohberger first, then switch over to the our cold cases. It was how I did it, I think. And then look at it, that's just the sustained number after that. After whatever happened with this weird, idiots buying, wasting their money buying stuff, it goes back down to what the normal number is. And if I have 500 watching before, when you'll get it go up to 1,500, and all of a sudden it's 500 again all the way out. Isn't that weird? Yeah, that thing has been happening a lot. Mm-hmm. Yeah, at the beginning of just go back and watch the very beginning. I went over both of them. That there's DNA in both those cases. Yeah. So, anyways, thank you guys very much for being here. We will see you guys tomorrow, okay? And thank you guys for your generosity and helping out the channel and keeping us moving forward. I appreciate that. I know it's not the greatest times in the world, but for all of you out there able to help in some way, I appreciate it. It allows me to keep doing what I'm doing, etc., instead of just making video after video. Yeah. And thanks again to Cheryl Moran, who made a big difference again with the 10 memberships and like double cat eye donations, and then everybody else equaling that combined together. So very cool. And Leon Littlejohn, don't forget him. Yeah. Anyways, thanks everybody. We'll see you guys later. And as I always say, until next time, be safe out there. And thanks, mods.
Yeah, I've been doing this true crime thing for quite a while now.
The blue mods.
And during this whole time, I have not seen one person that is a crime dissector, plug rejector. I'm a certified human lie detector. Gonna get ya on a stretcher if you try and play me like an old projector. Crime sector is my nectar. Professor Greg is gonna give another lecture. Crime collector, freak connector, and I'm always gonna be a pup protector.
Fool deflector, interceptor, and Amino the respecter with a vector.
On his
Spectre,
with all respect,
spectre, just remember,
I have a temple fucking
conjecture, I have no agenda. I no pretender, and I'll serve it to you straight without a blender.
And in the end, I'm
Gonna send you on a mission to the real true offender.
Yeah, so I'll just sit right
Alright,
there.
everybody, thank you.
Oh, Mary Lou. Oh, Mary Lou. Oh, wait. I'm sorry. There's a Mary Lou. I don't mean to... somebody thought I was talking about them when I said... It's okay.
What the hell are you talking about, Gray?
I don't know either. I'm too tired. Thanks, everybody. See you guys later. And... Be safe out there. I think I put people to sleep with that mapping route thing that I went on. You know that? I think people just fell right to sleep. Good night.